Alright guys, today we're going to be checking out a brand new pair of true wireless earbuds from a brand new company. The pair that we're going to check out are the Divinus Ostia true wireless earbuds. Now this pair does come in at $69, and I'm going to be honest, when this pair came in, I kind of expected it to be another throwaway pair of earbuds because I get a lot of these. I get a lot of earbuds from new companies, and most of them just don't sound good. They don't have really good features, and I just kind of toss them to the side because it's not worth doing a video on, and it's not worth wasting your time to even tell you about the product at all. So when I took these out of the box and started to test these and see what the company had to offer, you could tell that there was a lot of focus on the audio quality. So that immediately just caught me by surprise because I didn't expect this from a brand new company. In fact, this is the first product that they've released. So how you can kind of tell that they were focused on audio quality is the fact that the company decided to use their own custom DV1 dynamic driver. They also offered some accessories on their website that you don't see from a lot of companies. You can go on their site and buy foam ear tips for these. You can also buy sound filters, and that's audio focused because if you buy the foam ear tips, it's gonna bring out a little bit more punch in the low end. And if you buy these sound filters, it's also going to tame down your treble a little bit. So although this company does not use an app to be able to EQ these, you can get those accessories and be able to alter the sound a little bit if you want to. Now, as far as the technology that's in these, they are using Bluetooth 5.0. Now, they do not have aptX playback, but it does have AAC and SBC. And they also use a true wireless stereo plus connection. And with using that, I didn't experience any kind of connection or dropout issues. And I was also surprised to see that I didn't have any lag when it came to movies or videos. Now, I did have a slight lag when it came to gaming, but if you're going to use these for a bunch of different types of media, this is a pair that I could recommend. And that was kind of surprising because there's no low latency or gaming mode. It just worked that good just by using the earbuds like you would normally use them. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they actually come in rated at IPX7. So this pair is completely waterproof, and it makes it a lot more easier to just use these outdoors because you don't have to worry about rain, you don't have to worry about sweat. You also don't have to worry if you drop them into water. So that just kind of gives you peace of mind, which is also a nice plus. Now, as far as the accessories they did include inside the box, they do come with the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. They did come with a very small USB-C cable. In fact, this may be one of the smallest that I've seen. But the big plus here is these also have a Qi wireless charging case. So you don't actually have to use that USB-C cable. You could just come in, drop these on any wireless charger, and they will start charging. And speaking of the charging, battery life is just decent on this pair. On the earbuds themselves, you're going to get around 5 hours, where with the charging case, you're going to get around 20 hours total. So that battery life isn't going to necessarily blow anybody away. And also, this pair does not have fast charging. So that's one feature I would have liked to have seen. I've just gotten used to having fast charge, where it's nice to throw them in the case and get really good battery life really quick. Now, moving over to looking at the case itself, I really like the fact that this case is small and compact. Most of it is matte, although on the top you can see it has a glossy finish where the logo is. It also has this leatherish type strap on the side of it. Now, I do understand that's there to be able to attach these to your key ring or your bag or whatever so that you don't have to keep them in your pocket. I'm not a huge fan of this, but luckily you can just untie this, take it out, and use it as a very small case. Now, on the back, you can see it has the USB-C input for charging, and then around on the front, it actually has 4 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now, when you open up the lid to these, you can see that the earbuds stick to that same theme of being small and compact. This is a very tiny pair of earbuds. It does not stick out of my ears too much. I found it to be extremely comfortable, and I didn't find it to be one of those pairs that I had to constantly just kind of maneuver to make sure I had a good fit. Now, as far as the controls on this pair, they do use touch controls, and sadly, they did not include volume control. So they do have the ability to play, pause, skip your track forward, go backwards. You can summon your smart assistant to be able to tell it to turn your volume up or down, but I personally just like to be able to have all of those controls on the earbuds themselves. Now, as far as you guys that do like to use your earbuds individually, you'll be happy to know you can use either the left or the right. And then when it comes to the microphones on these, this is an area that I don't think is their strongest point. I think it will definitely be fine for most people that are going to use these for phone calls. I think it picked up everything fairly well, and it did a somewhat decent job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the Ostia earbuds. I think overall it picks up my voice okay, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call public. So now let's talk about the sound, because the sound on these are definitely their strongest point. You can tell that there is so much focus on giving you a very crisp and clean sound. Now, there is definitely some bass impact, but it is fairly controlled, so it doesn't allow it to get sloppy, it doesn't get messy, so it doesn't just roll over your mids and the highs. But the mids and the highs are where these earbuds are focused anyway. You can tell that the mids are pushed forward where they definitely want you to be able to hear the vocalists up front. You can hear little subtle things in female and male vocalists. I really enjoyed just being able to switch between different genres because it handled each genre very nicely. And the treble is some of the best that I've heard. This is a clean sounding earbud. It's a bright, clean treble. It does not get close to the point of being harsh, so you don't hear any of that sibilance of S's and cymbals crashing and things like that. It's just a clean sound overall with a nice little punch in the low end. Now, as far as the sound stage and the sound imaging, this is another area where these stand out. This is a very open sounding earbud. I found that it just did a really good job of making everything sound like you have good distance. And as far as being able to tell where things are coming from, this pair absolutely nails with no problem. So sound-wise, I don't think anybody's going to have any complaints. The only thing I can see is if maybe you are a bass head and you want that really overly punchy bass. This is where I do feel it lacks a little bit because I felt like they did a really good job of making sure that bass was controlled, allowing you to still feel punch, but not allow it to get sloppy. Now, as far as any other cons that I have with these, I don't like the fact that there's no fast charge feature on here. I really wish that the foam ear tips were just included inside the box because we've seen that with a lot of other pairs of earbuds. And then the only other thing is these not having volume control. That's a big kicker for me. I just, again, like to have all of my controls on the earbuds. I've seen, though, in the comment section that a lot of you guys don't really care about the volume control. You simply just say that you can do it on your watch or your phone, and you don't mind just asking your smart assistant to turn the volume up or down. So it really is just going to come down to personal preference. But if you can look past those few things, the audio quality is incredible on this pair. I was extremely happy and surprised. I didn't know what to expect from a company that I'd never heard of. In fact, this is their first product, and I can tell you, just judging by this, that I'm kind of excited to see whatever else they're going to release after this. But guys, that's my video on the Divinus Ostia True Wireless Earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.